My next guest is Darren Redmond, the Executive Director of P.A.I.N, Parents and Addicts in Need, one of my new best friends here in the Central Valley.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Oh, thanks for having me. And you know what happened? Last time I was here in your studio, and I love your studio, and
thank you.
There was an earthquake.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. Yes.
And we went live.
We went live. Well, you went live. Smart enough to do that.
It's
great. Sorry you're being bumped for an earthquake. You know, who could say no to that, right?
Well, you waited.
Yes, I did. Yeah, well, as if I had a choice.
You know. Still came on.
Yes, but that was interesting.
Thank you. Yeah, hopefully there's no earthquake today.
Right, correct. or until at least this segment's over.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay, so for everybody out there that doesn't know what P.A.I.N is in a nutshell, take it over.
P.A.I.N is a nonprofit organization established by Flint Anderson in 2009, and it really focuses on three things and three things alone, and that is education, advocacy, and encouragement for those and their families who are going through substance issues.
And you guys do amazing things
here in
the Central Valley. You're wearing a red shirt, by the way.
Yes.
I like that. It says Journey Together, and then on the back it says P.A.I.N. Is that a new shirt that you guys got?
This is one of our two shirts that we have, and our old social media coordinator, who is now doing her master's work in Cincinnati, came up with these designs. Erica Hall, great job.
Wow, no, they're cool.
So everything is about a journey together. We don't go through any of this alone.
Right. Yeah, it is a team. And you guys have group sessions with parents.
Yes, in fact, one will be tonight. Every Wednesday we have our group meetings.
Okay.
And they're free of charge from 6:30 to 8:30 at the Newman Center in Fresno. And call us at 559-579-1551. Just show up and engage, or you can just sit there quietly. That's a wonderful thing.
Tell me a little bit about, we're going to get into in just a second something that you guys are doing that you just launched. Basically, you have volunteers at Fresno State running the concession booths, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But first, tell us where you were. You were somewhere special yesterday.
Yes, what an event it was, and all congratulations goes to the people, the fine people at the Cellar Door at 101 West Main Street in Visalia.
Here's some pictures from the event. Yes,
and it was really an amazing event. What happened, unfortunately, somebody in the community, it's a horrible story, passed away from a accidental fentanyl overdose. Back pain, they reached out to a friend for a pain medicine. Unfortunately, the friend didn't know, but it was a fake pill mixed with fentanyl. And long story short, the kids getting ready for school found the mother dead in the bathroom. And that really resonated, of course, with anybody. But the people in Visalia, and specifically the people that are associated with the Cellar Door, said, let's hope that this can never happen again, or what do we do? So they asked P.A.I.N to come down, and for 2 hours, we ended up spending 2.5 hours there. We gave and trained 75 boxes of Narcan to 75 individuals who now can save 150 lives because there are 2 doses out there. And we're pretty excited about the fact that they want to have us back. And the Cellar Door did a great job. They promoted it. There were people patiently lining up because we did it. We were very COVID careful, small groups, and we did in groups of 5 and 6, and everybody just understood and waited and asked some wonderful questions. We had people coming from Los Angeles. We had healthcare workers because we had Deltas right there in their scrubs coming. We had parents coming. We had people who are quote-unquote considered elderly coming. We had people coming from other healthcare facilities that can't get Narcan. So it was just an amazing event, very humbling.
I'm still thinking about that story of that mom.
Yep.
I mean, and that is definitely an accidental overdose.
Yeah, and unfortunately it happens way too much.
Wow.
Yes. We had, as you know, a comedian outside of New York who passed away from a cocaine-laced fentanyl accidental overdose. Yeah. And then it was not anything to do with fentanyl, but the wonderful star Michael K. Williams just passed away from a heroin overdose. So there's just so much out there, and we just want to keep people alive.
Addiction is a disease that is alive and well, and once you dead.
Correct.
Okay. On a lighter note, was it last weekend? No, I think it was 2 weekends ago. I actually volunteered out at the first Fresno State football home opener for the season. And there were, I don't know, like 35 of us?
Yes.
It was a lot of people.
A lot of people. A gaggle.
A gaggle. And we ran the concession booth.
Yes.
And how that works is P.A.I.N gets a percentage of the sales.
Correct.
You're going to be doing this all season long. Is that right?
All season long. Yes.
Tell us more info about that.
Well, I want to just harken back real quick. First of all, Austin, thank you so much for your help. Because people, you don't understand, it's a 7-hour unpaid day. And this man, who is now a friend of mine, works very, very hard. And you're there 7 hours, it's unpaid. You have a wife, you have a kid, you have kids. But you know the cause that we have. And as a nonprofit, we need money just to keep the lights on, much less expand into the community the way that we do. So we get 10 to 12% of everything that we sell at the booth, and Pardini's is so nice to do this for us. We're in Section 13, booth MN, so please come by, and it's a big booth, and we just need volunteers, and you stay the whole time, and listen, it's grunt work. It's you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're doing cash registers, you're scrubbing, you're getting ice, and sometimes people aren't nice. And we just deal with it, and we're there for the people that we're trying to save.
Right.
And thank you for your help.
Thank you. It was fun. I did feel like I was like 17 again.
Yes.
That's like the last time I served. You know, it
Right.
was like I was serving. So it was actually kind of fun, to be honest.
No, yeah.
It
Well,
was cool.
but you know what it is? It's when people like yourself, and like the people from the Fresno Monsters, they were great.
Yes, they were young, hard workers.
Yes, and you know you're going to work hard, and it's hot. It's over 100 degrees, and some people are going to be ornery, but we have fun with it anyway. It's who you surround yourself with.
So, I don't know, do we have any pictures that we could show from that? My director will work on that, because I just want to show just a few pictures. So
We have some on my
we can-
Facebook site.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, there's some on his Facebook. he'll look for that as we continue our conversation. You guys are going to be there every game this season. Is that
Yes,
right? A
every
home
game
game.
every home game this season.
So how many is that?
That is 6 total, so there's
Okay.
5 more games.
Okay.
This Saturday night, and we need a lot of help, people. We need people to show up by 3:30. You're not going to get out till almost midnight, maybe.
Okay.
But we need the help. They're playing Cal Poly. So
right.
please call us. And Austin, thank you for having us in here today to talk about this. Contact us at 559-579-1551 or email Darren Redmond at gotpainusa.org. We really can use your help. You'll get a really great Fresno State shirt, and you know that you're helping a lot of people. And here's the best part. You're helping people you'll never meet, and you'll never know how grateful they are. And the future generations they may have that they would not have if they were not saved by the products and services that we offer. And thank you for contributing.
So again, yeah, connect with Darren. I don't think we have the pictures, but that's okay. People are they know what it's all about.
I think red shirts and really sweaty and asking for hot dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You do get free food.
Yes, you do get free food. And from what I hear, it's delicious.
It is super. You don't eat it?
I didn't eat it because I don't do the
fine.
carbs.
Oh.
Because I want to see it's the whole thing. I want to see my feet. You know, do you know when it's hot out, little children hide under my belly for shade?
Dude, no, we got a picture.
There's a picture.
There we go. See,
You see.
best director in the world.
He is.
But yeah, you could see, in the first game, it was really hot.
Oh, hace mucho calor.
Yeah. So it was during the day. This next game,
It's a night game.
It's a night game. So yeah, so it'll be a little bit cooler.
And it's also September 11th.
Oh wow, 20th anniversary.
So
That's
so
insane.
what a day to pick to serve.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. That's right. And you're from New York.
Yes, I am. I was
So-
downtown when it happened.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I was at NYU Medical Facility. My dad was having a procedure. And when the first plane hit, you heard some people talk. New Yorkers knew it couldn't be an accident. You just knew. And then when people are trying to leave, and then the second plane hits, my dad's still having his procedure. And it was horrible. The people came with covered in the gray matter. People were dazed. I tried calling my wife with a payphone, and she thought I was dead because the phone cut out. And yeah, I'll never forget that day. My dad, later on that night, went back to work the P.A.I.N. He was a U.S. Marshal, and he was a chief warrant officer with the New York State Guard. Him and everybody in his regiment, or whatever it's called, sorry for not knowing, all died within 12 years of cancer. When he started to work the P.A.I.N., they told them that chances are pretty good. They're going to put him in hazmat suits, but that there could be cancer-causing material. And not one woman or man said no. Wow. If not, why not me? Why somebody else and not me? And he was very proud of the fact. He never begrudged the fact that he developed 3 cancers over 13 years. But he was happy to do it. I've lost good friends that day. Like I said, we were downtown that day. I'll never forget it. I can't go back there. I won't go back there.
Really?
I won't go. Yes, I won't go back there. I don't begrudge anybody that can. It still resonates in my mind.
Talk about trauma. Talk about PTSD.
Yeah, I have it. You can't explain to somebody that day. You can't explain the fact that my mother-in-law was supposed to be in the building that day. Thank God she wasn't. When your wife, your significant other, thinks that you're dead and you show up at the house, and because you couldn't call them on the cell phones because the cell phone tower was on top of the World Trade Center.
Yep. A lot of TV stations went off the air.
Yes. People I went to school with died tragically. One gentleman that I went to school with, Danny Sir, played football also. He died as a fireman because somebody who jumped out the window fell on him. He never made it even in the building. And it's tough to talk about.
Yeah.
I had, when I had my wedding, good friends that worked at the bar where I was bouncing at the time. Their father was a chief in the fire department. He retired and then went back on the job, and we lost him. It was... and we know we're here to talk about the other things, but I will tell you this about 9/11. Everything slowed down, and you would have been amazed at the lack of panic that people had. It was overall, it was very orderly. Mm-hmm. And it's tough to explain that. There's something in people's DNA about not being alone. And I see more panic for people trying to buy toilet paper last year during COVID to get the last roll than these people who were orderly, helpful. My mother-in-law got off of Manhattan. Somebody in a private boat was just jetting people off the island, off of Manhattan, back and forth into New Jersey. I'll never forget it, and it's still very raw.
But New York strong.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Without question. And New York strong, you know what it means? Everybody, no matter who you are, your background, your diversity, you bring something to the table, and you matter because you exist in the world.
Right.
That's New York strong.
Yeah, I lived in New York City.
Yes.
Right at Harlem, and my whole father's side's from the Bronx, and
it's a great part of town too.
It is. And there's just something about New York City. There's no place like it in the entire world.
Yeah, I try to tell people this with no hubris. Here's what it's like. You and I are hanging out. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and one of us has a hankering for Chinese food. Go get it.
Right.
You know?
That's right.
You want Italian food? You go get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's open.
That ain't Fresno.
No, right it's not.
You may have a Jack in the Box open, but...
But
well, thanks for sharing your experience on that, because this is a remarkable anniversary, 20 years.
Yep.
And I know that everybody in the entire world or at least here in America, if they lived through 9/11, they remember what they were doing when they heard the news. I was so traumatized. I was living in Portland, Oregon, and I was in middle school. And the teacher brought in the television, back in the day when they rolled it in, and they watched. They made the students watch it because it was history. I was so traumatized because I have a lot of family in New York City. I had to leave school early. My dad picked me up. I came back, and I just kind of hung out with him and just watched in horror. I didn't want to be around anybody else other than my dad,
Yeah, I get it.
And it was weird.
Yep.
It was weird. When I watched the January 6th insurrection, that was traumatizing.
Of course it was.
But 9/11, that's the worst thing I've ever seen.
For me as well. For me as well. Because you had people who died because they went to work.
Yeah.
You had people who said to their daughter, I'll help you with your homework when I come home later. Or to their son, let's go out and have a hamburger later.
Right.
Whose only crime was that they went to work. And when your choices are burning to death or jumping out of a building over a mile high.
Yeah. That was probably the most, other than the planes hitting.
Of course.
Seeing people jump.
Right.
From 100 floors, because, like you said, they had no other choice. What are you going to do? I don't know what I wouldn't. I don't know.
Well, I'm a big believer, and I mean this with all of my heart and soul, of you be you, whatever you believe.
Yeah.
But when I hear people say it didn't happen, or the planes never hit the building, or
that's absurd.
It's just absurd, and it just shows how foolish people can be.
Right.
Smart people can be really dumb sometimes.
Well, it's so weird, too. I remember watching, I was stuck on ABC News because I was a big fan of Peter Jennings in middle school.
Oh, he was your guy?
Yeah, he was
my guy. Was Frank Reynolds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was right before Peter Jennings.
He was right before Peter, yeah. And, well, as I lost my train of thought here, but as I was watching the footage, at the very beginning, they thought it was like a little plane that hit.
Right.
It was weird to kind of, and then it was like 10 minutes later, oh no, this is like a 737, 757. This is a plane.
Right.
And it still breaks my heart that the Twin Towers are gone.
That's why I can't go back.
Yeah.
Because
I know they built the new One World
I can't
Trade
look
Center,
at it. I don't want to look at it.
know.
And I mean, sincerely, God bless, wonderful people. I probably built it and look at it. If I don't see those two towers.
Right.
Now, for me, and the world doesn't revolve around me, if they would have rebuilt two towers, maybe I could look at it. But that's where the two towers belong.
Right.
The two towers belong there.
Exactly.
And I'll just say this quick. I don't want to run long with you. And you know this from living in New York. And we know this when Captain Sully landed a plane in the water. No commercial pilot is hitting a building.
No.
You're just not hitting a building. There's no way. A small plane, maybe.
Right.
But a commercial, never. Yeah. So when the first one hit, you knew it was terrorism.
Right.
And then when the second, you know that.
Yeah.
Because there's too much water.
Wait.
You're going into the water.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, 9/11, we will never forget. And our thoughts and prayers are with everybody that unfortunately lost their lives on that day, on that
Amen.
Tuesday, that early Tuesday morning.
It was a beautiful day.
It was beautiful. I know it started off really good. And thank you to all the, of course,
and thank you for everything you do for the community here in Fresno. People don't. If they don't acknowledge that enough, shame on them, because you really care about.
Thank you.
The people in not only Fresno but the whole Central Valley.
I love it. I love it here. Yeah, I'm honored to be here, and I'm so happy you're here.
Yes.
And that we met.
Yes.
So we can talk about 9/11 all day, but I don't want to keep depressing people.
But, yes. Thank you.
Check out P.A.I.N today. GotPAINUSA.org. Cell phone number again if you want to volunteer at Fresno State.
559-579-1551.
All right, very good. Darren,
Thank you.
thanks again. I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
All right, I'm Austin Reed. You're watching Central Valley Talk. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back soon. Stay with us.